Yeah, I would say that that is pretty much in a nutshell. That is the problem that we are up against. Is that we're trying to preserve these heritage breeds essentially, and then basically what happened was about 100 years ago in the early 1900s, the well the nationalists at the time essentially realized that we were losing our Japanese heritage. We were losing these dogs. They were basically all dogs back then were still very much off leash. They would wander around. So when Western breeds were imported, these new pointers, hounds, and big fighting dogs and things like this. They just started interbreeding with the native dogs, and we almost lost them at that point. So basically, they tried to preserve the remaining good pockets of quality dogs. And where they found them actually, and the reason why these breeds survived is because hunters in like remote villages of Japan, in the mountains. Japan is 75% mountainous terrain. We're talking thick jungle, high mountains. 75% of the country is that. So they found these dogs that were still pretty much, as close as possible to purebred Japanese dogs that were left, the Nihon Ken that were left. But the issue was then they brought them out into the cities and tried to preserve them. And once you do that, like you were alluding to, a hunting dog that isn't being selected for hunting anymore very quickly starts losing its ability to hunt. We start losing those parts of the DNA. I do feel that because there was that whole pie, for instance, of different hunting styles and abilities left in these primitive breeds, that there was a lot more to possibly lose. And to be fair, these preservation societies in Japan have always stated that they wanted to preserve the hunting dog. But no, even if you want to preserve a hunting dog, the only people that can really preserve a hunting breed are hunters. And
Yeah.
that's what we've come up against is we do start to lose that specific ability. And it is something that we are always trying to be aware of. And then right now we're at a stage in the breeds where some of them are so close to extinction. We have like, 200 puppies born a year and things like that. And with the Kishu Ken, for instance, which is one of the six Nihon Ken breeds, we've lost 50% of the population in the past maybe 10 years. We had about 600 puppies a year about 10 years ago, and now we're at about 300 last year, I think, or
Hmm.
less.
Hmm.
So we're just facing a massive population decrease. And we're trying to think about, well, who is going to be interested in preserving these breeds? And we want that to be hunters, essentially. So we're
Yeah.
trying to
And
select back again to increase the odds of a good hunting dog, a good hunting Kishu.
so, can you explain some of why you're seeing that decline? Is that decline in dogs, in hunting dogs, just mirroring the decline in the hunting population, or is it exceptional in terms of people are moving away from hunting with dogs, but still, hunting spot and stalk or something like that? And then, are many of the breeders like yourself hunting with their dogs, or would you say you're an outlier?